Good morning, everybody. We have got another craft project we're going to be working on, and we're going to be painting on these miniature canvases. And you've got several different options to do that, and I think you'll enjoy it. Here's a couple that we did. Here's one where we painted on the canvas, we let it dry, and then we covered the top of the canvas with glue. And you could use Elmer's glue, you could use this clear Elmer's, you can use tacky glue, whatever you have in your bin at home. And we poured the glue over the top of this, and then we took a little pack of beads, and you'll get beads in your kit of supplies, and we just dripped these beads into this, and it just set really nicely, almost like a little mosaic. And then we went ahead and squeezed some of the glitter glue around the outside of the frame. So this is just one way we decorated our canvas. Another way is we took the canvas and actually used nail polish instead of acrylic paint. And so Tree went ahead and she painted some like lines of nail polish on here, and then she decided to add some glitter or some of the beads just on the very corner, and that looks good too. So we're both going to do a canvas while we're sitting here. Tree's going to go ahead and use her nail polish again and create one that way. I'm just going to use some acrylic paint, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to put my paint on a paper plate. And remember, and I do this all the time and I get it wrong, you only need a small squirt of paint. You don't need much at all. And I'm going to use two colors. So I'm going to use yellow and red. And what are you doing on yours, Tree?
I'm going to make little dots of 3 different colors of the nail polish, and then use this fork to kind of make a marble design for my canvas. Hopefully.
Okay. Because my canvas is really small, I'm going to first just use a brush and paint the canvas lightly. I don't need a whole lot of paint on here. And I'm not going to go to the sides just because that's where I have to hold on to it at. But I'm putting some yellow paint on my canvas. And as you see, I only poured a little bit out, but I already have more than I need. So you can always add more paint, but it's hard to put it back. Right, so I'm done with that. I'm going to give that a minute to dry. But when I get ready to decorate mine, since I'm using a small canvas, I'm going to use, instead of a paintbrush, I'm going to put dots on here, and I'm going to end up using a Q-tip. So I'm going to let this dry for just a second, and we'll see how Tree's doing with her nail art.
So I'm going to add a little bit more polish. And you can add different colors if you would like. All right, and we're gonna wait for it to dry.
Okay, so I think that my yellow is dry, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a heart on my canvas with dots of red paint. Keep dipping my Q-tip. I think I've already made it too narrow. I'm going to try. If I feel like I've got a couple of places here that I could have added a little more paint, I can just dip my Q-tip back in, and I can just kind of go back over it. So this is certainly not a perfectly shaped heart, but I think that's okay, because I think it looks great. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I could go back and fill this in, but I kind of like it just like this. So I'm going to let this dry, and we're going to take a look at what Tree is doing with her nail polish canvas.
So after it dried, I used the clear glue to put on top to apply some of these beads to give it like a 3D effect.
Ooh, that looks good.
You let it dry for about 10 minutes.
Okay, and I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of color to mine without getting too crazy and adding more paint. So I took a colored rubber band and just slid it right around the edge. So here you've got 4 examples of things that you could do with your canvases, or you could just paint on them, whatever you choose, but you do have some options. I guess neither of us added glitter glue to ours, but you have glitter glue in your tub, and that's something you could be kind of experimenting with too. So I hope you have fun making your canvases. They turn out really beautiful, and we'll see you next time for our next craft project.